Okay, so we are working in Adobe Animate. What we're going to do is you go to File and New. This screen may automatically open up because it's the first time you're opening up Adobe Animate. It's going to be 960 by 640. The frame rate is 24. This should all be automatic, but just double check 960 by 640. It's measured in pixels, but you don't have the option to change that. And say Create. You may need to make sure it says web up here because there's different options. Make sure it's web, 960, 640, frame rate's 24. Create. So what we have here, these are the tools that you're going to be using today. You have the selection tool, the free transform tool, a rectangle tool, an oval tool, and this is a polystar tool. So what we're going to be creating is just those basic shapes bouncing around our screen. So we're going to start off with a circle. Now make sure right here is the stroke. I'm going to just add. So watch when I make this circle. See how it has a black line around the circle, like a black outline? We don't want that. So you want to make sure right here where the pencil is that you choose this red line. Right here where the color is, that's your fill color. Now I'm just going to backtrack real quick. Remember when the first time we opened up Adobe InDesign, you had to change the view? Yours may say Essentials. I want you to make sure it says Animator, because then you'll be able to see everything that you need. I'm going to erase this because I don't need that circle with the black outline on it. I know it does not have a black outline anymore because it has this red bar right here. So we're going to start off, I'm in frame 1 right here. See where my mouse is dancing around? I'm in frame 1. I'm using this. If I hold shift, it locks into a perfect circle. If I let go of shift, I can stretch it out, do whatever I want. Hold shift, perfect circle. This is my first frame. Now I want you to think of it as like if I'm doing jumping jacks, I'm going to have a keyframe of me with my arms, my legs out like a big X. My next keyframe will be me with my arms and legs together. Think of it as your keyframe is like your main idea, your main movement in the animation. The things that go in between the keyframes are called tweens. Those are the things that it fills in all the space in between your keyframes. You'll see in just one second, it'll make more sense. So my frame 1, and then I'm going to go to frame 30. I right click and I insert a keyframe. The black dots on my timeline represent my keyframes. So I'm going to take my selection tool and I'm moving my black dot over here. So in frame 1, there's my black dot. Frame 30, it's over there. In between the two keyframes, I right click, and today we are going to be using a shape tween. So create a shape tween. So if you take this red bar and drag it, then it moves. Isn't that cool? The other thing you can do, see right now it's black. If I click in this box up here, I can change its color. So watch what happens. I can drag this red to see it go, or I can hit play up here and watch it. If I want it to happen faster, I'm going to take this, right now it's happening in 30 frames. I'm taking this 30, this keyframe, I'm going to put it right here. So it's going to happen only 5 frames now. Watch how fast it goes. I can also take it and stretch it out. So now it's going to happen in 100 frames. So see, it's going nice and slow. So that's up to you how slow you make it go. I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. Now from 10 to 30, what do I do here? I insert a what? A keyframe. Now, I don't want my ball to be, the green ball to be there at all anymore. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to have it go into a square. Up here I'm changing the color. I want my square to be pink. I'm going to put it right here. Remember, if I hold shift, it locks into proportion. What do I put between my two keyframes? A shape tween. Right click, create shape tween. I know that the tween is there because it's orange now. When it's just gray, there's no tween. So watch as I hit play. Now I'm going to have this pink bar split apart into two circles. So I'm still pink. I'm going to go to frame 50, right click, insert a keyframe. I'm going to delete this square because I don't want it to stay there. And I'm going to create two pink circles. So watch. Create shape tween. Watch what happens. When I hit play, it bounces apart into two. So it's going to keep playing until 100 because that's the last place that I had clicked. You can also always go back. Don't make changes somewhere other than your keyframe. If I decide I don't want both of those to be pink, I want them to be two different colors, I have to go back to the keyframe. I use my selection tool, click on it. Up here I can change the color. So pink, we're going to say one of them is blue and the other one is orange. So I drag this back, hit play. Now you can keep going. So I'm going to have them, the orange and the blue are going to come together. They're going to hit and they're going to explode into a bunch of pieces. So insert a keyframe. I'm going to take them and move them so they're both together. What do I put in between? Yep, and we're doing the shape tween. So they hit each other, and then I'm going to say in frame 100, I'm going to insert a keyframe, delete them, and I'm going to make a bunch of little orange. Actually, no, let's change the color completely. I'm doing this a bunch. Create a shape tween. So play around with it. Have it do cool things like that. Now I'm going to move this back to 80. And at frame 1, I want it to go, I'm sorry, frame 100, I want it to go back to what I originally started. So I'm going to go back to frame 1. I have this black circle where I originally started. In Photoshop, I can just go over it and it'll select the whole thing. In Animate, I have to roll my mouse over the entire thing. See how it all got fuzzy? I'm going to copy it. And then in frame 100, I'm going to insert a keyframe, delete what's there, edit, paste in place. So, create a shape tween. Now watch. So if you go back to where you originally started, so if frame 1, you copy it, and then frame 100, you edit and paste, it's going to go edit and paste in place. I'm sorry. It's going to go back to where it started. So see how my frame 1 and my frame 100 are exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Control and play. We'll play it once. Control and test. We'll open it up in a browser. Or maybe it's not going to work. All right, I apologize. Don't worry about the control and test. We'll do that at a later time. I think for some reason it's just not connecting. But all you have to do is control and play. And oh, you know what? I'm sorry, it is working. It's just not on the screen I'm sharing with you. It's for those of you at home right now, it is playing on my big screen TV. So control and test opens up in a browser. So watch, it's going to go back to the corner where it started and then just keep on rolling. So yes, Control and Test will open it up in a browser. I just couldn't see it because it was on my TV screen and not the screen I'm sharing with you guys.